And we're going to be combining some corn. Already been running today. So, yeah. I wish the camera would pick up more of the control aspect. Oh well. Oop. Park brake. We are combining corn. What microphone is that using? I'm really not sure. I don't know. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I don't hear you guys, so yeah. We're combining corn. Oh, that was a tree branch. We're combining corn out here. This is the field we call just across the road from the pond, is basically what we call it. It's just under 70 acres. Dad's been working it with the 9500. I just finished organic corn and jumping into the conventional now. The bin has a lot of stuff in it right now, so we're not able to run into the bin. We have a 5,000 bushel contract we got filled. We got some money that's got to go out that we don't have, so we figured we'll fill the contract now and take care of it and take care of that payment. So here we go. We are going. The 9550 handles about 4 miles an hour. The organic I was running 5.5 because of the lack of corn thereabout. So it's wet. I'm sliding all over the place, but we're getting it done. I think we're about halfway done on our contract, maybe a little more. So we might do all right. We haven't even moved out of this field. I tried counting today, I believe we have 4 fields of corn. This one's just under 70, the other one's just under 60, the other one's 55, and then we have a 10-acre field. So once we start going into the bin, we'll go over to the 10 acres because it has a lot more moisture in it. In a second here, when I'm smoothed out, I'll show you guys the head and everything going. This is some pretty good corn here. If I had the iPad, I could tell you what variety it was. I cannot remember off the top of my head. It is a Dairyland. We're all Dairyland for 2021. We've been all Dairyland since 2017, I think. I believe, don't quote me on that, but all our beans and corn have been Dairyland for the last 4 years at least. Wheat, we don't buy really special wheat seed. We just go to our, it's not our co-op, it's a feed mill that's got spraying and seed and everything. That's where we go to get our wheat seed. Moving right along nicely. It's shelling nice and easy, which is good. Sample's pretty clean. I got a little bit of cob, but the elevator's usually pretty lenient on foreign material. Here, let's get the camera switched around. So you guys are, whoop, not a good time to look at it. Here we are, 4.2 miles an hour. Sorry about the camera, my lenses are all busted out, so it's not the greatest. That's the organic field I just finished in, right there. That was 15 acres. The ears are just as big in that 15 acres as they are in this conventional 60-acre field, so yeah. Got a split. Dad is at the elevator right now with the semi. I don't know what this is running for moisture. I haven't seen the tickets, and I can usually check on my phone, but the app that they use signed me out, and I haven't gotten signed back in yet, sadly. But I'll get there eventually. I'll find out what it is. Got the corn rolling in the back. This field it'll be pretty close to around a hopper for me, I think. Dad wasn't able to do a round with the other combine, but I have the big Mauer grain extension on this one. Get you some more head action. That ear saver right there, if any of you guys run a corn head without it, get one of those as soon as you can. That's big metal grate right here. That is the best investment you can make on a corn head. We bought this corn head from an auction, and it had it on it, and it is amazing. You cannot count the amount of ears in a day that hit that and bounce back down into the head. Usually they go flying out into the corn. You don't really realize it until you get that on there and really tell. Every now and then you still get one that hits it just right and it shoots out the front, but for the most part, you can't even tell. You don't see ears flying all over the place anymore. This is a 643 corn head. It's a little bit of a newer one though, so compared to our other one, it's newer compared to the other one, and it keeps up with this combine good. Our old head, our 643 that's on the 9500 can't keep up with this combine. I could go faster with this head and the combine, but I am having trouble throwing corn out the back. It doesn't look too bad now. Get her back up to speed. 4.2. And here we go. Awesome. Still rolling. This has the Lancoda PTO adapters on it on both sides. That shield hits the corn head in one spot, so it kind of rubs. But it goes good. Kind of wishing I had auto steer at the moment. It would make this job a lot easier. This combine doesn't have a grain tank sensor to tell you when you're full. You have windows that you can see with your mirrors, and when those windows fill up on the extension, then there's a lot of variation, I guess you could say. I can fill this as much as I want. I've overfilled it once. That was doing custom work for somebody else too, so that wasn't fun. So we got about 7 times 6. We have just under 8,000 bushel of organic corn that we got out. We have under 5,000 that's in storage already. Okay, I use this side, the lighting's better. We have just under 5,000 in storage already, and then we have about 3,500 maybe in the dryer running right now. That's why we can't put conventional in the dryer. It started out coming out at 18%, the organic corn did, and then we switched. We ran two hybrids this year. We have a Blue River hybrid, and then Rupp. We tested a Rupp variety, which it did surprisingly well. It added stouts at first. It was We didn't really like the Emergence a whole lot. It was kind of a slower growing hybrid, but it caught up. Did have problems with nature getting into the rough seed compared to the Blue River seed in the barn. And the interesting thing is we saw that in the field as well. The deer really like that rough stuff a lot more than the Blue River. So, yeah, little weird things like that to consider. But for the most part, they did really well. We got, we had about 15 acres, and I want to say we got about 2.5, 600 bushel truckloads off of it. So 12, around 1,500. So I did about, what would that be, 150 an acre? Less than that maybe? Which is good. Organic. For our organic anyway. Yeah. Get you guys a little more head view. Front camera. We are almost full. I don't know if you can see that window up. Yeah. This side fills slower, so that window's open more. Alright, my right side window's full. I'm not pushing it. This is good corn. This handle is amazing, by the way. This is the first combine with this handle we've run. So I just, boom, augers coming out. Just like that. Haven't done any grain cart unloading on the go using this, but the way this is set up, you don't even have to take your hand off the joystick to unload. Before you had your auger and your on and off over here. Alright. I'm gonna get it perfect. I'm a little over. Oh well. 4960s on the grain cart. I'm gonna turn my Bluetooth off just in case it's using that other microphone. Yeah. That cart holds 750 bushel about. Maybe 800. Probably not. It takes, sometimes you can, the way you fill it, but sometimes you can fill the cart and it'll fill the semi. But most of the time it's the cart along with one combine dump will fill the semi. I don't know what the average load size has been on the semi, but Dad said he had a 900 bushel load, which is crazy. Put you guys up there for a second. Oh, you guys can keep watching this. Windows are really dirty. I cannot, the wing nuts are broken, so I have to get some pliers or something, get that opened up so that I can clean those windows. So I shut the auger off and then give her a little flick manually and then bring it back. Usually I don't miss, but that happened just now. Alright, drive around the 9500. That is a nice combine. It's served us well over the years. It's just getting high-houred, and I don't want to do a major repair on it, like an engine or a hydrostatic transmission or something like that. That's why we bought this one. 9500 is sort of a backup. I don't know if we'll keep it around, or we haven't really talked about that yet. That's like Dad's baby. Alright, so here's a little side-by-side comparison. That is the fastest we could ever combine with the 9500 right there. That's 3 miles an hour. Now I'm going to push it up. There's the 9550. I can pick it up a little bit more from there if I wanted to, but I'm going to keep her steady at 4.2, 4.3. Like I said, I was pushing 5.5 in the organic, but the fields that I was doing that in were maybe 100 bushel the acre, so it wasn't a lot of material going through at once and a lot of grain going through the elevators and stuff like that. So I'm slowing down, that way I don't break nothing. And some of you will probably say 4 is not slow, but it feels slow at this point. I've been going fast so long, it definitely doesn't feel fast anymore. This is a field you want a grain cart driver in, because if you can't make it down and back, you end up doing a lot of driving full, and it's not good. Driving full is not good on your combine. It's not good for the ground, all the compaction, and it's really bad for an efficiency standpoint, because you really lose. If you're not shelling corn, you're not progressing any for harvest. So you want to be shelling corn as often and as long as you can. That's why people unload on the go with grain carts. We would, but right now Uncle Billy's got to babysit the bins, and Dad's got to go on the road with truck. So once we go in the bin, Uncle Billy will be trucking. Somebody will be in the grain cart and the combine. I don't know yet. We'll find out when we get there. I kind of would like to run the grain cart at this point. It's a little simpler and easier. You don't have to worry as much. But combine's fun too. They got their perks. And another cool thing about this combine is it's got these gauges. I don't remember the difference between these two. One's your pre-cleaner and one's your sieve, I believe. These two bars. That shows how much material's going through, and then this top one's your dirty grain elevator. The center one is like an average between all of them, and then if you get past that top line there, theoretically then you're throwing corn out the back, which I don't know. I've never really been a full believer in using those. We've had the harvest track on the 9500 and it really doesn't work, so I don't know. It kind of seems random when it does spike and when it goes down. I should probably read the manual more, but I just watch behind me on the previous passes and stop every once in a while and get out and check, and that's it. It's the old school way, I guess. If anybody could tell me what's wrong with this, I put a CB in this combine. We got one in the combine, the grain cart, and the big semi, not the straight truck. The combine and the semi were talking to each other, and then I went and got a CB for the grain cart, and the grain cart was talking to the semi, and then all of a sudden this CB stopped talking to either one of them. So the combine and the semi and the grain cart can communicate, but this is just not for some reason. This CB and the semi are both identical. They are Uniden Pro 505XL. And yeah, this one just doesn't work. I had the because John Deere runs wiring for an antenna now, so there's a stud on top of the roof and then a cable in here. I had this antenna right here on that, hang on, like that, so it screws on, and it quit working. So I bought this little antenna right here, and it's still not working. So I don't know. I don't know if the CV went bad prematurely or what, but I need to figure something out because I'd like to be able to talk to the grain cart driver when we have one through the CV. They are handy. We use it between the grain cart and the semi a lot, and it works out nice. Alright, let me turn around. "12-row corn planer" means we gotta do 4 headlands, which is awesome for the combine drivers. You can just spin right around. You don't have to do the 3-point turn. That made it to the end of the field. My window's already full. Not gonna make it very far on this one. You guys mind if I leave you up there for a little while? My arm hurt from doing this. And turn it right down and back. This combine has the Green Star Precision package on it, but none of the Green Star stuff works anymore. It was iffy at times, and now it's just completely off all the time. So we're gonna end up getting the Precision Planting Yield Sense probably next summer. Putting it in here right before wheat, maybe. So then we take the screen, the tower, well, the little control box, and the globe from the planting tractor and putting it on this, and then you'd have your wiring in here already, just plug and play, and you're up and going, which is really cool. That's a really awesome way to do it. Then you can also run field view off of that, so we'd have our iPad in here recording yield data, and then you can see, you can really experiment then with your planner. You can start varying downforce, you can vary populations, and start to see your threshold to where, okay, we're pushing the population, let's say at 30,000 we're getting 200 bushel the acre, 35,000 we're getting 220 bushel the acre, at 40,000 we're getting 225, so that means then 35,000 is kind of your sweet spot. You want to stay in there, and you're getting the most bang for your buck out of your seed when it's in the field. You can really get to figure that out now, and it'll be a lot easier then once we have electric meters on the planter, because we can just type in what we want each row to plant at. But one set of 6 plant one population, one set of 6 plant another. And yeah, that'll be really cool. We can vary fertilizer rates and stuff like that, and really tell what our money needs to be spent on in the field and see what it's going to return for us. And if any of you guys run a 12-row planter, I'd be interested to know, like, what tractor you guys use to pull it. If we have the perfect world for the next 4 years, I want to try and, I've already talked to Dan and Billy about it, I haven't really gotten a clear answer, but ideally I'd like to sell the 4440 and the 4960 and get one fairly newer. It doesn't have to be a 6R or 7R. It can be like a 30 series or even like a 100 series. Is that what you call it? Like 8300 to 8200, stuff like that. But get a good newer tractor, lower hours, to be our planting tractor, as well as part of our hay making, because we use the 4020 for hay, and the 44 is kind of a backup, but then we would have a main hay tractor along with a planting tractor. And if we get lucky, have a loader on it and have a loader tractor for picking up the bales. So just kind of want to know what everybody runs there. Our planting tractor is obviously the 4960. It is overkill for the 12-row planter. I was kind of seeing about a 170 horsepower tractor can easily pull a 12-row. It's kind of what I'm looking for, is 170, 175 horsepower. I was kind of looking at some early generation R series and a little older than that. I was kind of finding some 6170s and some 6175s for around about that $90,000, which didn't seem bad in my opinion. I feel like our operation, we could pay for a $90,000 tractor when it's planting and when it's doing our hay. Those are two of the big deals there, and it would be on the grain cart as well in the fall. So it's being used every month of the year. That was my thoughts anyway. Running the manure spreader in the wintertime. A lot going into that tractor. It would pay for itself the quickest. And in my eyes, you guys can tell me if I'm kind of wrong there. I'm not even keeping track of how full I am. We just made it to the end. Got lucky there. You guys can kind of tell me. My thought is, you take a tractor like that, $90,000. You make payments on that tractor and you run it for, let's say, 3 years. Let's say you pay, I don't know, $25,000 of that tractor off. Then you flip it, you update to a couple years newer, so you're not getting outdated technically. You're still not running a new tractor, but you're not falling behind, so to speak. So you would trade in your tractor and for an equal value of what you paid for the last one. So then you are taking that, your trade-in value wouldn't really change because it's an old enough tractor. Your value's not really changing that much and you're not putting so many hours on it, it's going to make a difference. So you would trade that in and you wouldn't have more money to pay on a tractor. Like people say, oh, you're making payments for the rest of your life. I'm trying to just tell you how I'm proving that wrong. So you take the $90,000 tractor that you paid $25,000 off of, it's now a $65,000 tractor, right? Yeah, $65,000. You take that $65,000, you run it for another 4 years, and you pay another $25,000 off of it. And you do the same process again. That drops it down to $40,000. And within a couple trade-ins, technically you're not making a payment on the tractor anymore. The tractor is going to flip itself, and you're going to be driving a new tractor no matter what, but you're not going to be making a payment. Let's say if you're trading in every 4 years, it would take approximately 4 flips to get that tractor where you're not making payments every month. So approximately 15 years, which isn't that bad in the ag world in my opinion. But then you're good, you're not making payments, but you're still getting a new tractor every 4 years. Does that make sense? I feel like it does. It's kind of a difficult thing to explain though without pen and paper right away. And I look at that the same way with the combine. No, we don't make money with our pickup truck, so pickup truck wouldn't apply. There's just things you can do like that where you're constantly changing them over and you're ending up you're doing better then. So that's my thoughts on it. That's what I'd like to get to. So my idea is you do that mid-range tractor, that 175 horsepower, and you would get that one rolled over, so about 15 years. It's going to take some time, but eventually, for your future generation, they're going to be able to farm, be always running new equipment, and they're not going to be making loan payments, in my opinion. That's really, really cool, and it's a good thing for you to do. I mean, we've had to run as cheap as possible equipment the last couple years because we didn't have that extra money. Dairy farming was sucking the spare money out of us, and there was nothing left to flip equipment with. So we used to be buying tractors brand new in the 1970s. Now we're still running those same tractors we bought brand new, so we are way behind. And that's my big thing, is I want to get caught up with everybody else without going into a huge amount of debt. That's my idea. So I'm taking one piece of equipment at a time. This combine we only paid $28,000 for. So in a couple years we can flip this because we're not making payments on it and go to a newer one already. So combine's on its way there, but it's something we can run longer periods of time without trading. So you'll take that mid-range tractor, get that paid for, and then go to your primary tillage tractor, your 300 horsepower in there somewhere, and start doing it with that one then. The reason why you wouldn't use that one first is that one only gets used in the spring to pull your seedbed prep tool, and then it gets pulled in the fall to run your ripper. So I hope you understand what I'm saying there. It's kind of my plan to a debt-free farm that's progressing and not just sitting still or falling behind. Taking a lot of thought, and I feel like I have a rock-solid plan, but stuff can still change in the next years. I mean, there could be no need for corn and no need for beans, or no need for beef because of the way people are going these days. Stuff can still change, there's still variables, but I feel like you're getting a better deal out of going that way than the other way. You're running newer equipment that's less prone to breaking down. You can get stuff in faster in the spring, you get stuff out faster in the fall. There's less yield loss. You're getting a better crop because you're planting in the prime time. Just all sorts of different things that pull into that. It's like the grain bin setup. We've been putting a lot of money into that, but it's because it's 30, 40 years old at this point. Stuff is worn out because it used to be used on a yearly basis. We are just about to where every mechanical part on our grain dryer is brand new. We have 2 transfer augers. Those are the only 2 things, as well as the control box that aren't new, which the control box is shot. It doesn't work. We have to babysit it, sample every 10 minutes, and transfer manually. So that's something we're looking at getting done probably in March, is getting that box repaired, and then the bin floor needs to be replaced. So that's what we're going to be doing. If you don't know, we run a Shivers grain bin setup. Oh, grain dryer. Lots of stuff needs to be replaced on our operation. It's just a matter of what order is the most important. We've been focusing on the equipment side. The efficiency on our operation was not the greatest. I'm not going to say horrible. We were getting our crops in and getting them off, but it wasn't in the ideal conditions or time. We got the planter upgraded. That helped tremendously. Started fixing everything on tractors, whether it was minor, major, whatever. Over the winter time, every tractor comes in the shop and every little issue on it gets repaired. So you're not going into the season with, well, this light's not working, or it's got this little oil leak, but it's not a huge problem. You put half a gallon of oil in it a day. Well, those are draining your income throughout the year, because a half a gallon of oil per day, and you run it for a week and a half in the spring, or even up to a month, that's a lot of oil and that's a lot of money. So my goal has been to get everything equipment-wise more efficient, which we're getting to that point. We're getting to where I feel like we can add more land and stuff like that, but that's not the next step. The next step is the grain bins, because the grain bins are, in my opinion, either number 1 or number 2 of most importance on your farm. That grain dryer, it saves you, this year not as much, it saved us about 6 cents a bushel for corn. to dry rather than taking it to the elevator and getting docked. So that it's not a huge amount, but it is making money. It's going to pay for itself in 10 years probably. So that, and then storage-wise, you're gaining a lot of money. You're gaining about a 25-cent increase by selling it when the price is better than just selling it harvest. So we're looking at that. We're looking at getting another bin put up, maybe two. Looking at 20,000 bushel bins, probably two of them, maybe three for the organic. But for now, two will do us fine. And then, right now we're at about 600 acres. The next step after that, I would like to get up to about 1,500 acres again. We used to be up past that, about 2,000, but we dropped a lot. I'd like to get back to 1,500 acres and then start working on main farm stuff, getting our buildings back up to snuff. We really need a bigger shop. The combine doesn't fit, the semi doesn't fit, the grain cart back in with a tractor on it doesn't fit. It's really not getting used that much. So a new shop. We really need a barn for equipment storage. We're running out of room. Stuff sits outside, which is not ideal. But anyway, enough of my rambling about efficiency and trying to get stuff better. Let's shell some corn. I got probably one more dump and then the cart will be full. Boy. Get you guys a view of the cab, or the corn. Brr. That wasn't good. Oh, come on. We are probably almost half done with this field. There is a big split done over there, so that is equating to a bit, but probably half. This field should fill our contract, no problem. I really wish I had a yield monitor though. I really want to know what this is yielding. Windows full back here again. Windows aren't filling up back there yet. Nope. The amount of material that gets shaken off and lands up here is incredible. We did not have that piling up with the 9500, and I think that's because of the lack of speed we were going. You can see we're fluctuating between 4.2 and 4.3 miles an hour. That's the yield monitor that came with the combine. So if anybody recognizes that, I think that's called a brown box if I'm not mistaken. But it's old, about as old as the combine, which is a 2001. So that's done its fair share of bushels. I don't know what you guys want to look at, if you want to see the head or if you want to see up ahead. I don't know. Kind of shift around a bit. I'm not doing good at staying on the roads today. Holy smokes. Kind of weird going from a video to a live stream because I'm kind of used to trying not to talk as much as possible in a video now. To now I gotta keep it some sort of reason for you to watch. So I don't know. Guess I'll. Anybody want to hear about anything? I don't know. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. That's interesting. I remember last year, I cannot remember if we finished corn on Thanksgiving or the week before Thanksgiving. We ran corn until we missed most of family Thanksgiving last year. We ran corn all day, came home for about 45 minutes for dinner, and then left again. And we said we weren't going home until we finished the farm we were at. We rolled back in the driveway of the farm at about 5 o'clock Friday morning. That was a long day. Oh, another problem we have with this 9550. Weird things like that light turns on randomly. I don't understand what's wrong. My stubble lights, they kick on. They'll just kick on whenever. Whether my lights are on or not, the stubble lights will come on. That light comes on, sometimes it flashes. It's a weird combine electrically. My auto head wasn't working. Today it came back. I can't test it though if it is working because this corn head doesn't have it. And now it's gone again, so weird stuff. I'm going to be on the phone with a John Deere technician for quite a while after harvest. Because we don't know how any of the electrical works for the head or the lights or nothing on this machine. It's not, the electrical is the main thing they changed between the 9500 and 9550. I should say 9510, that's the closest. Technically there's another series in between there, a 40 series, but they are not for corn and soybeans. They're like a rice combine, I think. Been live for almost 45 minutes, folks. And the cart was empty when we started, so it'll be just under an hour to get a semi's worth of corn. We're gonna fill this puppy up as much as we can. The semi is going to come back empty, so I don't have to worry about trying to move this with this much corn in it. It's just a matter of next time. Speaking of semi, he's right there. Oh, he disappeared. I'm going to fold that in. We'll knock this short row off real quick, and then unload the grain cart into the semi and unload the combine into the semi. There he is. The old 99 Sterling. You got this little row that I can't react fast enough holding the phone in my hand. Whee! I've been fiddling every once in a while at the header speed to try and figure out what's the best speed to go to get less trash coming in and then to keep the header loss down. I don't know, that's about the best I've come up with. That's where it's at. Again, sorry about the poor lighting. It's my phone, the lenses are broken. My camera has a function to live stream on that, but I have to have a Wi-Fi signal. I can't use it off of my phone cell, so I can't do that at the moment. Look at that, already almost full on the window again. Jeez. This corn's too dang good. See that orange light is still on, and this is not just the sun reflecting through it. That is on. Shut my head off now. Come back up here. I can turn off, I'm going to turn off my separator while we unload the grain cart, only because the window is not full. Once that window fills up, I don't turn the separator off with it full, because that grain will backfeed into that auger and really cause some problems sometimes if you turn it back on. It really does some wear and tear on that flighting in that auger. Separator's off. I'm going to dump the cart first, just in case it doesn't fit. What's my battery at? 74%. Plenty. Dad did try calling me, so I'm going to see what that's all about. Yeah, I'll mute the microphone if there's some certain conversation that can't be heard. While I unload the grain cart?
Like point it? I can get back down without falling. You're supposed to be talking.
What?
You're supposed to be talking?
You can. Come on. There's about 3/4 of a dump in the semi. Or
Huh?
the combine. There's about 3/4 of a dump in the combine.
Oh, can I get up here to dump it?
Yeah.
Alright. Just hold this thing. Keep holding it.
Sorry, I can't give you guys a very good view there. Well, you guys have kind of seen what I do to fill a truck. So I'm going to end this stream now so that, because this truck's not going in, the elevator is full at the moment. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.